Hi, I'm Donna. Welcome to lesson 6 in this Yoga for True Beginners course. We're going to consolidate what we've learned, and there'll be a couple of new postures. If you missed lesson 4, there was a detailed instruction about kneeling when it hurts your knees. So you might like to get your equipment that you found comfortable for kneeling. So that could have been a stool also if these kind of things are too low. I just need a blanket, and a block might be useful, or your little stool for later on. So we're going to begin kneeling at the back of the mat. Really important that your knees don't hurt. So the higher your sit bones are from the floor, then the less tough that's going to be on your knees. It's comfortable for me here. So I'm going to try and get my feet parallel to each other to go straight back. And feel the curves of your spine, so the inward curve of your lower back, that gentle outward curve of your middle back and in for your neck. And just let them balance over each other so that it doesn't feel pronounced. It feels balanced and easeful, and your head sits with ease on your spine. No tension for your neck. You can just roll your shoulders a little if that helps you to relax. And then roll your shoulder blades all the way down and feel space around your heart for your lungs. Bring your focus to your breathing in and out through your nose. Just taking in the sensations in your body of sitting in this way. How balanced do you feel? How wide does the chest feel? Hands relaxed. You might like to have the back of the hands resting. Good, and then we're going to interlock the fingers and stretch your arms out. Make space between the shoulder blades and keep your shoulders down, and then start to ease your arms up. Good, and we're going to let the armpits lengthen, and we keep the neck relaxed and the throat relaxed. And press up through your index fingers, really pressing. Draw the little fingers back. Feel that spaciousness around your throat, around your heart. Still feel the curves of the spine easefully balanced. We're not forcing the body into a position, but let the arms lengthen and the armpits lengthen. Breathing deeply. Feel the belly move with the breath. Good, and then release and change the interlock of your fingers. So other index finger on top and pressing out. Space between the shoulder blades, relaxed, feeling for your neck. Breathing deeply. Taking the little fingers back, the index fingers up, let the armpits lengthen, finding that space for your neck, your throat, around your heart. Not forcing the spine, draw the shoulder blades down, keep that easy balance of the curves of the spine, the base of the skull. Good, and then release. Nicely done. And then you don't need your blanket unless that helps in here behind your knees. We're going to take the knees out wider, big toes touching, and walk your hands forward. You have your hips as close to your heels as your knees are comfortable with, and you might even be able to wiggle your sit bones right down in between the heels or onto the soles of your feet. And then we're going to let the spine lengthen from there. So think about the muscles in your lower back. You might like to reach your left ribs forward, right ribs forward. lengthening your whole self. And as you take your arms forward, just watch that you don't form a V with your collarbones. You want to keep the collarbones really nice and wide. Your shoulders are wide, chest is spacious. And notice you're breathing again in and out through your nose. See if you can feel the belly move with the breath. Feel really satisfied with each breath. Taking notice of where you might feel tension or tightness in your back, and let that part of your body let go. Just feel a little more at ease there. Nice work. And then we're going to stretch the fingers out and lift up so your shoulders are over your wrists. And we're going to make little circles of the shoulders over the wrists. Face your elbow creases towards each other. So we're working the arms evenly. Good. And then we're going to go in the other direction. So your knees are back a little from the line of your hips. Good. Just warming up your wrists. We want to stretch the fingers so they're wide. If you think of the bones in your hands, you want your fingers to reach in a nice straight line from those bones. So don't take the little finger out too far. Make an angle there. So we're going to stretch wide, even spaces. Good. And then coming back to center. And press your fingerprints into the mat. Press the base of your index fingers into the mat. Good. And then arch your spine down and look up. And then arch your spine up and look at your belly button. Good. And you're going to keep moving, keep breathing. Finding all of that sensation along your spine. Some places might feel a little tight, or sometimes it might just feel really luxurious. So find your way of moving. Try to get as much of your spine to move as you can. Keep pressing your fingerprints, base of the index fingers. Good work. And we're going to just take the bottom back towards the heels. Take your hands back beside you for child's pose. If it's uncomfortable for your knees here, you can have hips a little higher, but just make sure your hands are really relaxed. So we'll just use this for a moment to let any tension out of the hands. To find your breath. To find ease in your body, but also be curious about where there might be some tension. Good. And then we're going to reach the hands all the way forward again. Forward Virasana, collarbones are wide. Breath is luxurious. Good. And then coming up into all fours. So think about how you place your hands again. Press the fingerprints, the base of the index fingers, elbow creases facing. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to lift the knees just off the floor. Whew. Squeeze the front core. Lengthen your neck, so take your shoulder blades back. Make sure the front and back of the neck feel long. Holding and breathing. Good, and then from here we're going to lift the knees all the way up and lift the hips as high as you can, downward facing dog pose. Keep your legs a little bit bent and see if we can get a little more movement for the armpits. So we're going to take the hips to the left and stretch the right armpit. Take the hips to the right and stretch the left armpit. So again, side to side. Coming back to center, let the chest open towards the front of the legs. Let the head just hang down so you're not trying to hold your head.
Relax your neck. Good. We're going to press the left heel down to the floor, bend the right leg. Press the right heel down to the floor, bend the left leg. And again, side to side. Observing sensation in your body, what feels easy, what feels difficult. Be curious. Breathe. And then lastly, we're going to try and press both heels down and lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps, lift your sit bones. Oh, let the space between the shoulder blades become wider. Breathe. Nicely done. We're going to jump forward. Now, you can walk forward if you don't feel like jumping is going to work. But otherwise, just try this. You squeeze your front core, squeeze the pelvic floor, and imagine yourself to land so lightly. Take a little hop forward, a little jump forward. And again, squeeze your core, a little light hop forward. Squeeze your core, a little light hop forward. And then you're going to roll up when you Tadasana. Good. So we'll stand with the feet under the hips. Take your shoulders up to your ears and roll your shoulder blades down. Do that a couple of times. Just finding that maximum space that you can so the sides of your neck feel long, even front and back of your neck. Find the curves of your spine and let them balance. So you don't feel like the lower curve is too far in. You don't feel like that middle curve is too far out. And then the neck would have to compensate. So we just want to lengthen, balance. Be relaxed at the base of your skull. Find your mountain pose. Upper arms roll out, palms in. Send your awareness down through the soles of the feet, up through the top of the head. Let yourself take up space, enjoying each breath. Nice. And then come to stand in the middle of your mat. We'll bring the hands in front of the heart. Good. And for Trikonasana, step your feet out about your own leg length distance. So when you're moving from side to side, try to keep it light. And we'll turn the right foot out at 90 degrees, the back foot in about 30 degrees. Heel lines up with the center of the left foot inner arch. Good. And we're going to really reach from the heart to the fingertips. Lift the kneecaps. Roll the thighs out. Good. And then as you exhale, really reach. So right fingertips reaching, right ribs reaching. And then take your arms as much as you can to the vertical. So if you're reaching this far, might look a little like this. Some people are going to be able to reach a little bit further. Sometimes we're tempted to really go for it. I'm going to reach the floor, but then we lose all of the alignment, the awareness of what makes health for the spine. Okay, so just go as far as you need to, so you get this sense that you're even both sides of your waist, both sides of your spine. We're going to roll back the left hip, roll back the right ribs. Sorry, the left ribs. Roll forward to the right ribs. Good. So you find your posture, really reach from your heart to your fingertips. Draw the shoulder blades back. Find your feet, balls of the feet, both even pressure. Stretch the toes out long. Sharpen the edges of the feet to the mat. Lift the kneecaps a little bit more. Breathe. Good, and then inhale and come up. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Turn your feet to the second side. Reaching your arms, lifting your kneecaps, rolling the thighs out, so externally rotating, tucking the tailbone forward. Feel the length of your spine. As you inhale and exhale and reach your left arm, reach your left ribs. Keep the sides of your waist long. Reach, reach, reach. Strong legs. Lift your kneecaps. Lift your quadriceps. So find where you reach to, and have you lost the nice shape of your spine? We want to keep both sides of the waist even in length. Roll back your right hip. Breathe deeply. Feel really satisfied with that breath, with the reaching of your body. The balls of the feet broad, the toes long, sharpen the edges of the feet. Lift the muscles in your legs. Good, and then inhale and come up and bring your hands in front of your heart. Good, turn your feet to the front. And you can heel toe in. You can try really jumping from the core, so squeeze pelvic floor, bend your knees and jump lightly, Tadasana. Okay. We're going to face the front edge of the mat, Tadasana. This time we'll take the arms up. We're going to look up. And as you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Step your right foot back. And we're going to stay facing that short edge of the mat. Have a big enough distance from your front to back so that if you bend your front knee, you can press your back heel into the floor or towards the floor, but you don't bring your left knee in front of your ankle. So it should be over your heel, not over your foot or your toes. Good. And from side to side, the feet are about hip width distance apart. So we'll have the hands at the heart. We'll lift that part of the body, the breastbone. Lift that up towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades down. Press your back heel, straighten the back leg. Don't just bend the front leg and then let it sit there. Lift that left thigh muscle strongly up against the femur. Good. Lift the front of the right hip. Good. And if it's okay for your shoulders, you're going to take your arms straight up, look up. Virabhadrasana 1. Pressing the back heel. Strong in the front leg. Lift the belly and lengthen. Lift the mirror of the breastbone up to the sky. Good. And then bring the hands back in front of the breastbone. Good. And we're going to step forward with ease. Land with your feet hip width distance apart. Tadasana. Find the balance of your spine, the lift in the front of your legs, the front of your hips. Good, and keep it light. We're going to step the left foot back, nice big step. Press your back heel, find your footing. So feet about hip width distance from side to side. And big enough distance so when you bend your front knee, it's over your heel, not over your foot or your toes. Press your back heel, lift the front of the left hip. Use that right, the thigh, lift it up against the femur bone. So it's possible just to bend your knee and then rely on the knee to hold the leg, but we want to use the leg powerfully. Lower back lengthens. The breastbone shining upward. Bring the arms up by the ears and look up. Draw the shoulder blades down. Keep the front and back of the neck feeling long. Make space at the base of the skull. Good, and then bring the hands back in front of the breastbone. Shining breastbone. And we'll step forward, make it light, land with your feet hip width. Tadasana. Good. From here, bring the hands in front of your heart. We're going to take a really big step back. You're going to use your left foot and just wiggle so you've got enough room. We want to have the right leg bent this time. We're going to lift the breastbone and try and bring that back into the center line of the torso. Okay, so your right leg is bent. The knee doesn't come in front of your ankle. Good. We're going to try and press the outside edge of the left foot down to the floor. Good. We're going to lift the kneecaps, roll the thighs. Let the tailbone ease forward so you can feel those curves of the spine. The lower back spine's not arching forward, not pressing the belly forward. Let it be long. Feel the shoulder blades reach down and stabilize that middle part of your spine so your neck gets to be comfortable. Good. Bring the hands in front of your heart. Reach your arms. Looking over your right fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Reach back into your left fingertips. Feel the chest open. Lift the breastbone. Feel the length of the spine, the length of your neck, the strength in your legs. Lift the pelvic floor. Lift the belly. Good, and bring your hands in front of your heart. We're going to step forward to the front of the mat again. You can take little steps or keep it light, and we'll try and land with the feet hip width. Ooh. Tadasana. Feel that lift of the breastbone, the depth of the breath, the easy curves of your spine as you lengthen. And this time we're going to step the right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, big step back. Line your left heel up with the center of the right foot, inner arch. Good, and stretch out through your arms. We're trying to bring the breastbone to the center line of the torso and lift the breastbone. Draw the shoulder blades down. I know you might not be able to see me, you're facing away. Just feel what you're doing. Left leg is bent. Lift the pelvic floor. Lift the lower belly. Breathe deeply. Sharpen the edges of the feet into the floor. Breathe in a way that feels really satisfying. Reach back through your right fingertips. Good, and then bring your hands to your heart. Take little steps or one big step. Step to the front of the mat, keep it light. Tadasana. Release your arms, upper arms roll out, palms in. Find the curves of your spine, the ease of your skull balanced over your spine. Good. We're going to take a wide-legged position. You might like to turn around so you're on your sticky mat. I'm just going to go sideways so you can see what I'm doing. If I had trouble reaching the floor, I'd take a support. Could be a chair. I just happen to have a block here. So when I reach forward, my hands don't quite reach down to the floor, I could use that little support. Okay, I'm not going to need that. So take your feet apart, a little bit wider than your leg is long. And we're going to try and turn the toes in and the heels out. Good, and we're going to try and sharpen that outside edge of the foot into the floor. Lift the kneecaps. Roll the front of the thighs open. Good, we're going to bring the hands in front of the breastbone. We'll shine that upward. So you feel the whole spine looking up. Good, and then as you exhale, bring your hands in front of your hips where you're folding and reaching your belly forward, reaching the breastbone forward, so you'll still feel that back bend shape in your lower back. Good, this is where you take your hands onto your support or onto the floor underneath your shoulders. Might be up on your fingertips. Okay, keep lifting the kneecaps. If you have pain in your knees, too strong in your knees, just keep them a little bit bent, but don't just let this muscle be lazy, really lift. Good, we want to lengthen out through the toes. I want you to walk your hands to the position where you know your sit bones are sort of in the same vertical plane as your heels. Well, that's what we're aiming for. We don't always know. All right. And then you're going to bend your legs now. And bend your legs so that you can definitely make your valley shape in your back. And look up, lift the breastbone. And as you exhale, arch your lower back up to the ceiling. And then make your valley shape again. So we really want to feel that we've got that awareness, that correlation between thought and movement of making your back bend shape. Good. See if you can keep that now and straighten your legs again to where your knees allow. Lift your kneecaps strongly, lift your quadriceps strongly. Good. And we're going to lift the breastbone and look up. And as you exhale, you might find that you can reach forward a little bit further, and then you can start to walk your hands back towards the line of the feet. Some very stretchy people might be able to reach their hands in line with the feet and the top of the head towards the floor. You just go to where you're able to keep that awareness in your spine. The valley shape in your lower back, the feeling of spaciousness around your heart and your chest, the length either side of your neck, front and back of the neck, strong legs. Don't forget them. Breathe deeply. Keep the chest wide, keep the shoulder blades reaching back. Good. And then to come out of the posture, walk your hands forward again so they're under the shoulders. It might feel okay to come up with straight legs. Don't do that if it feels too hard on your legs or your back, or you might need to bend your knees. But we're going to lift up, roll all the way up. I'm going to reach your arms out, lift the chest. Strong legs, open heart. Good. And then as you exhale, hands back in front of your heart, and you can jump or heel toe, whatever feels like you need in that moment to transport you to Tadasana. Find your feet. The strength in the front of the legs. Lift the front of the hips. Lengthen the belly. Lift the breastbone. Enjoy the breath. Good. And then we're going to take a seat. So do that in a way that feels wise in your body. Okay, a blanket could be useful to sit onto. So remembering if you're quite tight in your back or the back of your legs to reach forward, the higher you are sitting here, the easier that's going to be. Okay, and we're going to sit into staff pose or dandasana. So put your hands, if you've got a blanket, it can get in the way, but just put your hands where they help you to lift your spine. So you might also like to get a stretch for your wrists, but if that's too strong, just be gentle with your fingers. Good, but we want to lift the spine, stretch out through the legs. So we're trying to lengthen any amount from the sit bones, and you don't want to feel like you're on the back of your sit bones. See if you can roll the pelvis forward a little more so you're right on the front of the sit bones. So lengthen the legs from there, lengthen the spine from there. Find those beautiful curves of your spine lengthening and the balance of your skull over your spine. Staff pose. Great. And we're just going to walk the feet together. And you're going to bend in your right leg. Okay, so you bring the heel in as close as you can, and your foot might be pressing against the other foot. If it feels okay in your hip, you can even have a little bit of space there. And we try and put the knee on the floor, but if you're starting out in yoga, that might be a bit of a way. So I take a block. You could use a blanket. It's just nice if you're not really tensing, or if there's some possibility that you can let go of tension that you find. So support where you keep the sides of your spine feeling even. Great. We're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left knee and turn to your left. Let your spine lengthen. Draw the shoulder blades down. Good. So nice and strong in your left leg, toes point straight up. We're easing the right leg to externally rotate that thigh to press the knee down onto your support. Good. We're going to keep the turn of the ribs, but start to lean your torso out and over the front of the left leg. Good. You might have a strap handy. And if not, you can just use your hands onto your mat. I've got my left hand behind to help ease my body forward, my right hand for balance. So we're lifting the belly, lifting the breastbone, reaching over the left leg. Feel both sides of the spine. So the right side is going to feel shorter because you've got your leg bent here. Try taking your right hand to the outside of the left leg or the left foot. Just see if you can reach that right side of your back a little longer. Draw the shoulder blades down. Keep your chest wide. If you have your balance on your sit bones, you can have both hands forward. You can hold onto your leg, hold onto your strap, hold onto your foot. But we want to keep both sides of the lower back lengthening. Draw the shoulder blades back. For Janu Shirshasana. Back of your neck long. Chest wide. Collarbones wide. Breath very satisfying. Right into the belly. Good. And then inhale and lifting up. Good. And we're going to stretch out through the right leg. Find your staff pose again. So we'll have the feet together here. Just giving your wrists a stretch if that feels okay. So you can have fingers facing forward. Good. So strong legs, and we're going to bend in the left leg. And bring the heel in as close as you can. A little gap between your foot and your leg if that's possible. Support under your knee if that's what you need. So you can put the blocks up on the high end. You might have to hold it there. Just see how you go. Otherwise your knee is moving down towards the floor. All right. We're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee to help you lift your ribs. Shine the breastbone up. And turn to your right side. You're looking over your right shoulder. Drawing the shoulder blades down. Breathing deeply, letting the belly turn. Strong in your right leg. Good. Now we're going to keep that turn, but we're going to start to lean the torso over the right leg. So I'm going to keep my right hand here just to help me reach the spine a little further forward to lengthen the belly. I'll use my right hand to keep the turn. So my breastbone is heading towards the little toe side of that leg. Good. And then think about the left side of your lower back. See if you can lengthen that a little more. Reach the shoulder blades back. Keep lifting the belly, reaching the breastbone forward. Strong in your right leg. Good. Once you get your balance on your sit bones, you might like to walk both hands forward. You can hold onto your strap, hold onto your foot. Good. Staying spacious across the collarbones, both sides of the neck long. Breathing deeply. Satisfyingly. Reach down with your left knee, out with your right foot, all the way along the spine. Good, and then inhale and coming up. Nice work. And we're going to release both legs. Good, just have your legs bent in front and lean back a little. Lift your lower back so you feel the curves of your spine in their appropriate places, and the neck gets to feel relaxed. But we're going to really powerfully support those curves of the spine by squeezing the front core, squeezing the pelvic floor. Good, and just let go of your hands. Good. See if you can lean back a little but not lose those curves of the spine. So keep the lower back lifting, Keep the belly squeezing, so the front core and the back core squeeze together to support. If it's too strong in your back, just come back to where you were. You might need to hold on to your knees. We're just going to hold. Keep the throat long, the back of the neck long. Keep breathing. Good. And then release. Lift your spine, belly, chest. Breathe. I forgot to say at the beginning of class, you need a strap. So just grab that. We're going to lay down. This following sequence, Supta Padangustasana, is a really wonderful sequence for the health of your hips. And I'm just going to make sure I've got room there. Yep. Lay down flat. You're going to stretch out through both legs. Make sure your shoulder blades feel nice and flat, so that middle part of your spine gets to be broad onto the floor. Plenty of room for the breath. Great. And you're going to hug in your right leg. There's a lot of resistance to be encountered in this posture, and it'll be different for each of us. But one of the things we need to do to make room to bring the thigh closer to the ribs is to really deepen that fold in the front of the right hip. Just let it be relaxed and deepen, and really let the weight of your thigh be expressed towards your ribs. Just letting go. Okay, now wherever you got your knee to in relation to your shoulder or your chest, you're going to try and keep it there. But with a deep bend in your knee, bring the sole of the foot so that it's parallel to the ceiling. And this might be really tough on muscles in the back of your leg, and you might not be able to reach your foot. So that's where a strap is really useful. I'm going to get you to put it around the instep. And when you're using a strap, we're trying to be kind to our hands. So don't white knuckle grip your strap because the muscles in your legs are shaking or tight. Okay, so relaxed in your hands and shoulders stay relaxed on the floor. It's really important. You might not need the strap, you might be reaching. So we look for ease in the face, the throat, the jaw, and soften again at the front of the hip. Just let the thigh be nice and heavy. But we keep the left leg feeling really powerful, so stretching out through the sole of the foot. Belly relaxed, chest relaxed, face relaxed. Okay, we're going to straighten the right leg. And look, oh, muscles are shaking. So let your strap out as much as you can so you can get your leg really, really straight. So you know it's truly, truly straight. You're not a bend here in the knee. We want to feel that stretch. And if you're not used to this kind of deep stretching, it can be really confronting. So be kind. Just give yourself enough room with your strap. Be kind to your hands. Relax your face, your throat, your neck, your chest. Okay, and let's look at that leg. Where does it get to? Breathe. Is there any way that you can soften a little more at the front of the right hip so that as you exhale, you can give your leg a little more stretch, a little more length? If you are easily reaching your foot, you can hold on the inside of the big toe with your first two fingers. And if you're using a strap, remember, gentle with your hands, relaxed in your shoulders and your face, but really explore where the leg can straighten. Well done. And then you're going to take both sides of the strap into your right hand. Okay. You're going to take your left arm just down onto the floor. Anchor the left side of the body, and especially around the mid of the body, so the thigh, the hip, and the belly. Really anchor. Make your right leg as straight as you can, and we're going to start to ease the right leg towards the floor on the right side. So we anchor the left side of the body, so we're not rolling, just letting the leg lengthen, the abdomen widen, the chest stays relaxed, the face stays relaxed. Trying not to have a white knuckle grip onto the strap. See if you can keep your elbow off the floor. Keep breathing. Breathe right down into your belly. Good, and then you're going to come back up to center. Swap the strap into your opposite hand, left hand. Okay, we'll try to keep the nice straight leg, but we're going to start to let the leg come across the belly to the left side. To start with, keep your sacrum on the floor. Just notice the sensation in the back of the hip. Try to keep your leg as straight as you can, or you're not going to feel that stretch. Good, and of course everything else stays symmetrical. Even your left toes stay pointing up to the ceiling. We keep a feeling of space around the heart. Just letting the weight of the leg move the leg to the left. Good. We're going to add a little bit into this posture by turning all the way. So you're going to keep letting the right leg move towards the floor on the left side. I'm going to run out of room here. Good. And you can let your body roll. So we're going to twist, but you'll keep your right shoulder onto the floor, and you're going to turn and look over your right shoulder. Good. And then we're going to lift up. Use your core. Good. Take the strap off. Hug that leg in. Job well done. Let the leg lay out. Just let both legs roll out and close your eyes for a moment, taking notice of the different feeling each side of your body, especially in your hips and your legs. It's always a nice incentive to do the other side. So stretch out through your legs again. Good. And bend in your left leg. It's like greeting an old friend. Taking notice of the resistance. What does it tell you? Just letting the front of the hip crease soften a little. Let the thigh be heavy. Let your chest, your face, your throat, your shoulders be relaxed. Your right leg strong. Good. Now keep your knee as close as you can to your shoulder or your chest, and we'll bring the sole of the left foot parallel to the ceiling. I have to watch, and you might have to too, that the ankle, the knee, and the hip stay in one plane, that the knee doesn't fall out to the side. Find your deep breath right down into your belly. Find what is resistant in your body. Maybe it doesn't even need to be there. the resistance, I mean. Good. You might be using your strap. So don't be trying to hold your foot when your shoulders are forced up off the floor. That's what the strap's for, to make sure your shoulders can be relaxed. The back of the neck feels long. Good, and then we're going to straighten the leg. So maybe you could reach your foot when your leg was bent, but then when you start to straighten it, you're going to need to use your strap. So use it. It will keep the rest of the body in a better alignment. And just give you a little room to move. All right, so powerful legs. Stretch out through the soles of your feet. Lengthen your toes. Where is the resistance? It might be firstly really evident in the back of the leg, but maybe you're holding that tension in the front of the hip again. So letting yourself soften there, letting the thigh be heavy, but let the leg be as straight as you can. Where can you make changes to those patterns in your body that set up resistance? Use your breath. Be curious. Be compassionate. Be relaxed around your face and your throat and your shoulders. And make your leg as straight as you can. Great. Now, both sides of the strap, or holding your big toe in your left hand. Just rest the right hand onto the floor. We'll make the right side of the body feel really like a powerful anchor. So stretch out through your leg, press the right thigh down, press the hip down, press the belly down. And we'll take the left leg towards the floor on the left. Just as far as your body goes without rolling. And then look at what the resistance is. Why doesn't the movement happen where you think it should? Just find what is and breathe. Good, and then use your core to lift your leg and swap the strap into the opposite hand. So to start with, we're going to keep the left sacrum onto the floor and keep the leg as straight as you can, pressing out through the soles of the feet. Keep the torso symmetrical. Good, and let the left leg move towards the floor on the right side. So you're moving the thigh across your abdomen. So relax the belly, let it hollow. Find where the resistance is. Take notice. Take note of the weight of the thigh. Just let it be heavy. Good. And then the last part of the posture, we're going to roll so we get a little twist for the spine. So you're going to let your left leg roll all the way towards the floor on the right. Take your left hand out on the floor to the left and keep your left shoulder blade onto the floor and you're looking over your left shoulder. Just let the body, the lower half of your body roll to the right, upper half to the left. Neck relaxed, throat relaxed. Good, and then you're going to come back up to center. Take the strap off. Hug that old friend. Good, and then let both your legs out. We're going to go straight into the relaxation from here. So let your legs out. Just make sure you've made room for your lower back, so let it lengthen. And you want to set yourself up to be symmetrical. shoulder blades fitting nice and flat across your back ribs. If you have any discomfort in your lower back when you lay down, remember you can put your blanket in underneath your thighs, close to your sit bones. Tune in to the sensation in your hips and your legs. Find the weight of your body. No need to hold yourself. Just now, letting go. Look at the full length of each in-breath and the full length of each out-breath. Find the moment that your in-breath becomes an out-breath. And your out-breath becomes in-breath. As you find those moments, let your awareness dwell there. Not forcing yourself to hold the breath in or out, but taking the focus of your awareness to each edge of the breath. And then letting yourself breathe in your normal, natural way. Aware of that rhythm, texture, temperature. Breathing in and out through your nose. Feeling where the breath reaches in your body. You can pause and hold your relaxation for as long as you like. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.